Okay, everybody. Welcome to the IEEE ICEIB conference 2025, and this is session D3. So let's start our session D3. And is anybody there? So
Yes,
let's
please.
start our presentation today.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Antoinette Deborah Martin from the Intelligent Imaging and Vision Systems Laboratory in Dist, and I will be presenting our paper entitled Deep Learning-Based Predictive Models over Pseudo-Random Number Generators. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, I'll first start with the introduction, move on to the methodology, and then to experiment, and finally to conclusion. Random numbers are unpredictable values that may not follow an organized order, but are essential in security and encryption. Looking at the image on the right, a list of numbers can be generated randomly, and thus it will be difficult to predict what the next number would be if the order is not known. For the figure on the left, it is visually difficult to capture the pattern. Sources of random numbers can be broadly categorized into true random number generators and pseudo-random number generators. In this work, we focus on pseudo-random number generators. These generators have algorithms to determine their pattern and rely on an initial seed. The reason for pseudo-random number generators is due to their productivity and speed, and they are applicable in simulations, cryptography, and games. We focus on two generators known as linear feedback shift register, also referred to as LFSR in this presentation, and linear congruential generator, also referred to as LCG in this presentation. These are highly steady generators which are sensitive to the initial seed, simple and cost-effective in implementation. LFSR mostly consists of shift registers. The bits move in the right way direction one at a time, with the leftmost bit removed and the rightmost bit is updated through a linear combination of previous bits. A feedback polynomial can represent LFSR. Each coefficient in a polynomial corresponds to a top point in the register. LCG works with the mathematical equation. In this equation, xn represents the current value, xn plus 1 is the next value, a represents the step size between the numbers, and t is the increment. T is the range of the generated values. Selecting suitable values for A, C, and T is crucial to guarantee that LCG produces an excellent quality of pseudo-random numbers with a lengthy period. Thus, the goal of this work is to predict the initial seed of LFSR given a sequence, predict the T value of LCG given a sequence, and forecast the subsequent values of LCG or LFSR given a sequence. Moving on to the methodology, we have two networks. This is the first network. It aims to forecast the seed value of LFSR and the T value of LCG. The first layer is the biassium layer, which processes the input sequence bidirectionally, allowing it to capture information from past and future time steps. Following the biassium layer is a dropout layer, which randomly removes neurons during training to prevent overfitting. Then we have an LSTM layer to capture temporal dependencies, followed by another dropout, then fully connected and regression. Our next network follows this flow. First, the sequence undergoes a standardization to achieve zero mean and unit variance before fed to the network for training. The network model consists of a single LSTM layer followed by a dropout, then a fully connected and regression. The test dataset is also standardized using the same parameters as training data sequence, aiding faster and easier learning. Following training, the network makes prediction on the test dataset. Next, the network state is updated to predict the test dataset. This updating mechanism improves accuracy by predicting one time step at a time and updates the network state accordingly. In this study, we generate three LFSR datasets. One containing 500 sequences with seed value ranging from 500 to 1,000. The second, 991 sequences with seed value ranging from 10 to 1,000. and the third containing 10,000 sequences with seed values ranging from 40,000 to 50,000. The numbers in each sequence were formed by XORing the first and last bits. The length of the series before it begins to recur is referred to as its period. A complete period of the series was created for each seed value. The larger seed value normally generates a larger sequence length. We created different data sets to evaluate the network efficiency for seed prediction on different range. To make sequences for LCG, we consider the A and C values to be 2 and 3. Two data sets were created. For one, we changed the T values from 5 to 1004, and the other from 64,522 to 65,521, generating 1,000 different sequences. Likewise, the full length period becomes longer as T value increases. This is the implementation details. We use the Adam optimizer, a learning rate of 0.005, a batch size of 128, 20 epochs of 20,000 for seed prediction and 5,000 for subsequent prediction. This work was implemented using MATLAB. For the data speed for seed and T-value prediction, we used the AT1010. Now to the results. Regression analysis aims to predict values based on input features accurately. The optimal scenario for this to occur is when the predicted values match the target value, depicted by the red diagonal line. In the first experiment, which consists of 500 sequences, we noticed that the values are scattered around the red diagonal line. We can assume that due to the fact that we have just 500 sequences, so this responds to the data. However, for the second one, which consists of 1,000 sequences, we notice that it's almost close to the diagonal line with less errors as shown in the error histogram. For the last sequence, which consists of 16-bit values, we can assume that it perfectly fits the line, though we can see that there are some errors in the error histogram. For LCG, the t-value serves as its modulus, determining the range of numbers generated by the formula. To ensure consistency across sequences, we maintain a constant sequence length of 21, as some sequences had short periods. We anticipated that this constant length would provide adequate information or features for accurate prediction. These are the results for both sequences. In the first sequence, we noticed 2 outliers. However, most of the points are aligned towards the red diagonal line. However, for sequence number 2, they are not outliers, but we can still see some errors occurring. Moving on is the subsequent prediction. Predicting the upcoming sequence in LFSR involves forecasting the subsequent bits in the pseudo-random sequence based on previously generated values. We generated 1,000 sequence samples for each value, ensuring consistent number of samples regardless of repeating values. We conducted several experiments to identify the optimal scenario to assess the network performance across different training and test data splits. We divided the entire sequence into parts, 90, 80%, 70, and 60 for training, and the remaining parts for testing. In this table, we summarize the root mean squared values for the lower values of 10, 22, and 72, and log IEEE values for the higher values. This is because when the values are higher, the differences are much, so using IEEE gives us a very huge value, but the log IEEE gives us a lower value. This is some examples of the subsequent prediction. The ground truth is given in blue and the predicted is in red. From this diagram, we can assume that the predicted and the ground truth are very close. However, when we zoom in, we notice some differences between the values. For subsequent prediction of LCG with 22, we have a very low IEEE value of 0.028, while that for LCG with 10, we have 0.031. When we use bigger values, we notice that the differences are much more as compared to the smaller values. Thus, the log IEEE value is used. In conclusion, our BioSim network successfully predicted the seed and T values of the linear feedback shift register and the linear congruent generator algorithms. This accurate prediction highlights the model's ability to capture underlying patterns in pseudo-random number generation. The LSTM-based model with an updated state mechanism demonstrated high prediction accuracy across various training and test data percentage for both LCG and LFSR. Overall, the research underscores the utility of deep learning models, particularly LSTM by LSTM, in addressing complex challenges related to pseudo-random number prediction. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Okay. Antoinette Martin. And I think it should be a very great research work across the fields of information security in information systems and random number generation in EE and deep learning in computer science. It's very interesting that you can predict, you use the deep learning method to predict two things. One of them is the seed of the random number sequence, where the random number sequence has been generated using LFSR or the linear congruential generator. And what I think is a very interesting study because did anybody before you have conducted this kind of research? This is my question.
So we had this one person who did the research for predicting the next value using a variant of LCG using deep neural network. Yes.
Oh, so that's your contribution, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Very good, very good. And does anybody raise any questions for them? For this research or for the presenters? No? No? Okay. So no more people ask you any questions. So we can go to the second paper in the oral session D3 online. Okay. Thank you. And the next paper, the title of the second paper is investigating the factors influencing consumers' use of virtual try-on based on the UTAUT2 model. Okay, so the presenter should be Professor Shi, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Professor Shi from Taiwan Normal University. Okay, so it's your round.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Jianying Xu. I'm from National Taiwan Normal University. And I'm very happy to share our paper here. The agenda of this presentation is as follows. First, I'll introduce our research question in terms of research background and describe some research purpose. Then I'll review some of the theories about this research, then research design, and present results. Finally, make some concluding remarks. And nowadays, we know that the application scope of virtual try-ons covers clothing, cosmetics, glasses, shoes, accessories, furniture, and so on. So its application scope is very wide. And how can we do that? It is based on the technology, including AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence. Through this technology, consumers can simulate the effects of trying on clothes and makeup, choosing glasses suitable for their face shape, and checking furniture placement and the home space in a virtual environment. So it has many benefits. We can summarize is that this not only improve the convenience of shopping, but also enriches the customer experience and facilitate their decision-making process. However, such technology is not common in Taiwan, so it raises my interest in studying at what's going on with that. And I set the research purpose of this paper as which factors will affect consumers' behavior intention to use the virtual try-on technology and their actual use. I used UTA-UT2 theory to study these factors because this model covers intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, so we can understand the phenomenon from internal mind and external environments. In addition to traditional UTA-UT2 consideration, we also use personality traits as moderating variables to explore whether they will affect behavioral intention and actual usage. So I set my research question as what factors influence the adoption of virtual try-on technology? And there are many factors can be incorporated in the model. Basically, I surveyed the theory of recent action, a theory of planned behavior, social cognitive theory, and the technology acceptance model, and its modified version TAM2, 3, and then extend many internal and external factors into unified theory of acceptance and the use of technology, and then extend the original model to UTA-UT2. So basically, this research will integrate into UTA-UT2 model and the personality trait to study which factors will affect the adoption of virtual try-ons. And the research design can be shown on this slide. Our research framework basically is a modified UTA-UT2. In addition to the original UTA-UT2 framework, we also test a different approach by excluding experience because virtual try-on are not matured in Taiwan's application, and so it's not common in our society. So I exclude experience factor in our model, and we also includes personality traits as the new moderating variables in original UTA-UT2 framework. We collect data by distributing questionnaire. So to collect enough volumes of questionnaire, we employed convenience for data collection via Google Forms and basically via Google Forms, and we circulate such a questionnaire link to several social networks. Then finally, we collect 257 valid responses. Based on this data, we use Smart PLS 4.1. It's a kind of partially square structured equation modeling software to analyze this data. And we want to evaluate the moderating effects of several factors. So we use the permutation multi-group analysis in Smart PLS 4.1 to detect whether the relationship in the model were affected by the moderating variables. This slide shows our constructs included in our model. Their conceptual definitions are shown in this table. The first one is performance expectancy. We denote it as PE, and its definition is consumers believe that their virtual try-on can improve the efficiency of shopping and make shopping more convenient. That's our definition, and we designed several measurement items, questionnaire items to measure this concept. This performance expectancy is our first construct. The second one is effort expectancy, and that will reflect the easiness of such technology for consumers. The third one is social influence. It is defined as consumers' intention to use virtual try-ons. Their usage is influenced by the opinions of some significant others in their lives. For example, friends, family, and colleagues. And the third construct is facilitating condition. This is defined as the consumer will consider whether their own resources and the external environment support their use of virtual try-on. And the fifth construct is hedonic motivation. It is defined as consumer belief that using virtual try-on can make them feel joyful, fun, and satisfying. And the next one, price value. It is basically measured the CP value consumer perceived. So we define it as this definition. And the next one is habit. It is defined as the habit of using online shopping, which will naturally lead consumers to use virtual try-ons. And the next one is behavioral intention. This is defined as the consumer's willingness to use virtual try-on technology. We designed several questions to measure it. And the next one is use behavior. We define it as consumer use of a virtual try-on. And the next two constructs are related to personality. The first one is openness to experience. We define openness as an individual's degree of acceptance of new things. We assume that people with high openness have strong curiosity, imagination, and creativity, and are willing to try new things and accept different perspectives. As to neuroticism, we define it as individuals who often experience negative emotions, especially anxiety, tension, and irritability. And we assume that people with high neuroticism are prone to emotional instability and are more sensitive to stress and the changes in the external environment. So here we want to use openness and neuroticism to study their moderating effect on the relationships in our original model. So in terms of this construct, we study their relationships and design these relationships as the following hypotheses. The first one, H1, we define it as performance expectancy, positively affects the behavior intention to use virtual try-ons. And effort expectancy, social influence, facilitating conditions, they have a positive impact on behavior intention. As to the H4B, we propose facilitating conditions have a positive impact on the actual use of virtual try-ons. Besides behavior intention, we also study its impacts on actual usage. And the H5 is hedonic motivation. We assume that it has a positive impact on behavior intention to use virtual try-ons. H6 indicates price value has a positive impact on behavior intention to use virtual try-ons. And as to habit, we propose that habit has a positive effect on behavior intention, and it also has a positive on actual use of virtual try-on. As to HA, behavior intention to use virtual try-on, we think it has a positive impact on their actual usage. That means if they have a higher intention to use virtual try-on, then they will use it more often in their life. Then we also propose several moderating effects about the age and the gender. These two demographic variables. We think that these two variables has some moderating effects on the original relationships. So we propose these two moderating hypotheses. As to the personality, we focus on openness and neuroticism, and we believe that these two personality traits have some moderating effects on the relationship we just proposed in this slide, and they will have interfering effect on these relationships. So we also propose these 6 moderating hypotheses in this slide. And the results are shown in this slide. It shows the past analysis results. If we focus on users with experience in virtual try-ons, we can find that in this slide, the number marked in red are significant coefficients. They are performance expectancy has a positive impact on behavior intention is significant, and the past coefficient is 0.223. As to effort expectancy, it also has a positive impact on behavior intention. The figure is here. And then hedonic motivation has positive impacts on behavior intention, and it's much higher than performance expectancy. As to habit, it has a positive impact on behavior intention, and it's the highest number here. We can see that it's 0.476. And so do behavior intention impact on use behavior. It's 0.472 is also significant. And habit also has a positive impact on use behavior. If we focus on the users without experience in virtual try-on, but they show high interest in trying this technology in the future. And we find that most of past coefficients are not significant, and only performance expectancy has positive, significant positive impact on behavior intention, and the social inference has a higher number, and this coefficient is higher than performance expectancy, and is also significant on behavior intention. This is for the users with high intention, but they seldom even they haven't tried virtual try-on in their shopping decision. So I make some concluding remarks in this slide. Our results show that for consumers who have used the virtual try-ons, performance expectancy, effort expectancy, hedonic motivation, and habits significantly affect their behavior intentions. And such intention further affect actual usage. For consumers who have not used the virtual try-on but are willing to use it in the future, the impacts of performance expectancy and the social influence are most significant. So if retailers want their customer to try their new technology such as virtual try-on, maybe they can persuade their customers in terms of performance expectancy and social influence to bring more earnings or profits in their promotion. And the third one point is that this study found that personality traits did not have a moderating effect. Only gender had a moderated impact on the path of habits to behavior intention to use virtual try-ons, especially for male customers. So that's my presentation. Thanks for your attention. Any question is welcome. Thank you.
Yes, and we thank Professor Shi for her study. And this study uses the UT-UAT2 model to study the technological acceptance issues, such as the affecting factors in relation to the consumer behaviors issues of virtual try-on. And a thorough path analysis is given, and this gives some good findings, such as the less findings for the performance expectancy, right?
Yeah.
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 And the research focus is kind of impactful for doing online business. So is there any questions raised for this study? And or some questions to ask Professor Shi? No? No? No, so let's go to the next presentation, which is the third one of the D3 section. Okay. Thank you, Professor Shi.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the third paper of session D3 is the construction plan of industry on automotive repair and maintenance service, AI customer service platform, which is authored by Professor Shou-Chlien Wu from St. John's University. Okay, and so let's start your presentation, okay?
Okay, this
okay,
is the
Professor
first.
Wu.
I using the Zoom.
Welcome, welcome.
So I try it. 开动了，I lost the.
So are you still trying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You press the share. When you enter the screen of Zoom, there is a bar below, and in the middle there is a green button called the share. Share. Do you see it? Share.
Okay.
Share.
Yeah.
Okay. The voice is a bit jittery. No problem. Can you find the share button? Share
Here.
at the in the middle, at the bottom, in the middle, at the bottom.
And right. Before we read the like the 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 Google Meet.
The
So
Google
I
Meet?
don't.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. They ICEIB they have normal formal authorization for the license of Zoom. So they recommend us on the website to use Zoom. Okay. Do you have it?
Okay.
If you or do you want to try? Do you want to try for some seconds? Okay, I saw it. I saw it.
Oh yeah.
It's
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, please
Okay. 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 Okay.
please
Okay.
go on.
Okay. Okay. That, and my interest research is on AI customer service company contracting for the auto and making research company research in Czech. I am Shou-Chlien in 那个in Zhejiang University 好and my introduction is that we in the multiplication is that what I demand for the implementation to prepare over company research who long serving the code for the automatic repair and the company research. Three, a great demand then support for skill technique in the multi multiplier repair and research maintain server intake. Four, later and standardized repair in company repair and company research and fight and repair com- company realization and repair and generation AI. They are for modify of our report. What to require a property the AI company page. Plan for the automatic repair and repairing the industry to industry native data set of automatic repair and campaigning and service in collected from industry, government, and company, and the resources. Three, to utility to existing open resource. We use the large language model. We use the Llama 3.E. We use the and conduct the and the greater fine tuning on the base amount of the data using the metal database of the AR customer service plan for the automatic repair and repair service industry. Four, to evaluate the major AI major platform for the platform repair and repair services that direct after feedback, learning, and developer fine tuning and resist the overreach service quality and using the participants teaching during the automatic repair and fantastic service practice. There are three designs for our plan. The first is automatic maintenance and repair in the switch. Okay. The first is the server framework. The framework. They are include three parts. The first one is establishing processing of the AI customer server plan for the automatic repair and maintaining support industry. The second is industry for the automatic repair and automatic servicing and the big data. The last one from the industry government and the sources. Three. Sorry. 对，是 training the AI customer service preference for the automated report and the return report industry. We can collect 3 reports. The first is choosing the appropriation based plan. The first is plan from learning. The third is model planning. And the third design is the wheel method. Wheel method was eight contained 7 4 1 demand and analysis and resource integration. 2 data collection and collection. 3 using large and using large and Gaussian model. 4 building a vector data vector. 4 5 debating the AI debating service data and the evaluation, repair and communication service data in industry. 5 system test and organization. 5 system developer and modernization. And we have 2 conclusions. The first conclusion is that we'll take negative courage data quality and complement and B model accuracy and application. And for the second thing, we have to communication with our company to prefer our to provide our new data for our policy, new policy, like new polarization, regulation. Now, and the first, we have to try to better promote our format to accept our new step, and then 3, we have to communicate with your parents who close our will poverty and data and to grow our bring our new data. Okay. Oh, and this is our conclusion. And thank you. Thank everybody. This is our presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Wu. And is there any question for this study to ask Professor Wu? Actually, he was doing a system. He was making a system which is called Automotive Repair and Maintenance Service Industry AI Customer Service Platform. And is there any question? And he utilizes the big data on service and maintenance to complete his system. So, is there any question to ask Professor Wu? No? Okay, thank you. Okay, so Professor Wu, please close your sharing screen. Thank you. For the next one, please close your sharing screen for the next one to enter and share. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And for the next one, because Ari Harari has asked me in the message to exchange the presentation order with the fourth one, which is Ma, Waiting Ma. So, who is Waiting Ma to present their fourth study? So now the fourth study and the fifth study has been changed. Today, these two studies have been changed, and so I think the fifth study, in which is entitled "Development of an AI-based." Professor Wu, can you turn off your sharing?
Okay.
Okay. Can
No
you
problem.
turn off your screen sharing?
Okay.
We still see you are sharing on our session. So the fifth one paper, the title of the fifth paper is Development of an AI-based product size detection system. And this is authored by Ari Harari and Shundaro Tanaka from Sojo Daigaku. So can you share your screen?
Yeah, thank you so. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much.
But they don't close. But
Yes,
Professor Wu, can you turn off your computer? Professor Wu. Okay. That's great.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, now I can share it.
Okay.
Can you see this screen?
Yes, it's fine. Yes, it's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, and I'm so sorry for this inconvenience happened, to change the schedule and let me to do my presentation and shift it to another presentation. Sorry about that. So, very good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Ari from Soji University. We are working in Department of Computer Information Science in Soji University here in Kumamoto. Today, I would like to present a paper working with the industry here in the local industry here in Kumamoto, and is about the design and develop of an AI-based system that automate the product size detection in the seafood processing a system that we apply to sashimi, raw fish slices within a frozen food production environment. So, talking about the backgrounds, perhaps you have facing the same problem in the Taiwan, and the other audience from the different countries also, they are facing the same problem. Rise in climate variability and extreme weather conditions happen around of the world. The seafood industry also facing increasing issue related to the processes. So this places pressure on the producers to ensure the quality and the hygiene, especially through of the freezing technologies. So this process required on formally sized products. So working with our collaborator, the partner company, Geiko Suisan company, a very small company here in Kumamoto, the manual pre-processing leads to irregular size of the fish slice is causing, for instance, in a downstream freezing and the packaging. So our aim in this research is to introduce automation to mitigate these inconsistencies and enhance production's quality. So our core research objectives in this research is to develop an AI-powered detection system that can evaluate the raw fish slice based on the predefined size threshold. So the ultimate goal is to implement a fully automated inspections, not partly actually. It's a fully automated inspection system within the production line that replace the subjective, the manual judgment with the consistency of the quality measurement, enabling real-time evaluation and improve the operational throughput. So let me show you some the model factory flow in this slide. The production line begins with the pre-treatment, cutting and placing of the raw fish and sashimi on the tray, and then after that, our design system will evaluate the slice dimensions, they approve the product, move forward through of the vacuum sealing, and in a follow-up metal detections, and then freezing and shipment. So our system integrate right after the slicing and placement stage. Let's say the providing the immediate size validations before any additional processing occurs. So in this slide, I'm trying to bring up all this, because we are focused on the image processing actually. So we consider the various machine learning approaches for image based on object recognitions. Perhaps some researchers that are working about the object detections, they are so familiar with the CNN models, and also there is some like KNN and support vector machines model as well, random forest. So I'm not going to talk in details about that. What we use in this research is that we selected the YOLO architectures because now for the real-time object detection, and is using a single forward pass. So YOLO is bounding boxes regulations and the classification capable, make it ideal for especially like a industrial inspection task. So we focus on the YOLO in our research, and probably most of you know about the YOLO architectures. That is they process the images with a single convolutional neural networks, and then it divided the image into the grid that predict the bounding box, and then classes probability for each grid cell. And the prediction makes it extremely fast, and the critical requirement for the real-time food processing and so that's why we focus on using this kind of like models in our research. So this is like show of our proposed system. Our system captured the high resolution images using a USB camera set up in the top of this kind of like system here. And then we capture the image of the tray, and then we use the YOLO. In the first stage, we use the YOLO version 8 model to detect individual sashimi and raw fish slices, and then we evaluate their dimensions. Based off the bounding of the box of the dimensions, we compare each detected slices to reference size and standards, And any slices falling outside of the allowable range of this, flag it and enable to automatic rejection or reprocessing again, and then the loop will be continue till end of the process. So this slide shows the proposed system a little bit like a biggish pictures that later I will show you some demonstration in the real environment. But so we set the camera here, and this attachment will be help the laptop computer to stand here, and also we weight the tray and the raw fish here in the top of these like a weighting system. So for the first step of the experiments, we use total of the 328 images. 63 images were used for the training, and 65 for the validations. Labels are manually annotated with the boundary boxes around each slice, while the YOLO version 8, as I mentioned in the last slide, that performs the reasonability well in the initial trays. So we define several limitation, namely law of precision in case of the overlap, and reduce the boundary box accuracy when the slice fish are placed at the angle relative to the endocrine tray in agreement. So here we face on the challenges, actually two major technical challenges here. The first one is that at this stage we found that we have a problem with the overlapping slices. Means that when the multiple slice touch or overlap in the tray, the model tends to misclassify them as a single object, not a separate one actually. So, and the product incredible boundary the boxes. And the second one is misalignment. So if the tray or slices are placed at the angle, a little bit like had a different angle, you can see here in this picture. So the standard, the recurrent boundary boxes, mispresented actual the dimensions, and it's impacting our ability to assess size accurately. So we tried the approach, different approaches, and finally we found that to mitigate it of these misalignment issues, we introduced a tray rotation correction steps before apply the models to detect the raw fish on the tray. So so we use the Hao transform on the corner and to detect the corner detections algorithm to locate the tray corner, then apply a fine transformation to rotate the image such as the tray in the axis alignment. So once the normalize happens, so we measure each sashimi raw fish in the size relative to the alignment coordinated systems, significantly improving the dimension accuracy at the end of this process. And also for the problem with the angle of the tray, so we found that we can apply the YOLO version, actually the latest one, the YOLO version 11, which support the oriented boundaries boxes. So these rotated boxes are defined by the angle aware coordinators, enable us to more accurately localize and size of the raw fish slice, or let's say sashimi slice. And we custom the trained YOLO V11 with a new data set to support this rotated detection mechanism as well. So we did some experiment at this stage using this YOLO version 11 models, and we expanded our data set to the 638 images, and is included for the 4 distinct classes, for different type of the fish actually. And we use 478 images for training and 160 for validations. And this multi-class detections task allows the model to generalize across of these various fish species while still measuring size accurately. So We also design a graphic user interface to make the system accessibility for the factory staffs more reliable. We build a lightweight GUI graphic user interface that shows the detect the bounding boxes, and also it shows the size classification results and option to approve the reject the slice, and the user can be see the weight of this like each trace, and the results that is this is a pass of the size or not. So as you can see in the right side up here, so if there is some like items, I mean, the small sizes of the fish that is couldn't pass this evaluation, they will describe it like this. The rest are already passed, so it's described like a big circles here. So visually, it's very easy for the worker in the line to see the results that is already past the how to say it inspection of the factory or not. So let me show you some demonstration here. So the steps, as you can see, the sashimi slices are detected and analyzed in the real time. And each detected pieces is highlighted when the orientation boxes of showing the display here in front of the workers and the screen. And we also weight of this, the information of the weight of this like tray with the small sashimis put in the tray also we display here, and plus in the screen in the small monitor here in the right side of the graphic user interface. So let me conclude my presentation. I believe that we successfully developed an AI-based size detection system that integrate into the seafood processing lines. Firstly, we try to use the YOLO version 8 model achievement, and how to say the accuracy was like 82%. And following YOLO V8, we found more higher accuracy, but we still need to focus on these bring up the how to say to improve the accuracy of the proposal systems. And we also aim to explain their model robustness across more seafood various and optimize the real time of performance in the diverse factory condition. Thank you so much for your attention.
Yes, thank you for Harari and Ari Harari. And this is indeed a very good and very effective study to start something. This study detects the product size, for example, the fish or sashimi size by AI before freezing it. And your study considered CNN, KNN, SVM, RF, and YOLO. And finally, you choose to use YOLO, right? The different versions. So yeah, it's good. And it's reasonable. I think it's reasonable to detect, to see the relative distance from the center of the object, the sashimi object, to the boundaries of the tray. It's very good. And so it's also a very interesting study because it's about sashimi. Okay. So is there anybody raising any questions to ask Harari? Is there anybody asking any question about this study, or to just to ask Harari something? No? Okay. So that's this. Let's go to the last one presentation of this session. Okay. Thank you, Harari.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So the next one should be the original fourth paper which is entitled Interactive System Design for Sustainable Enterprise Management, a case study of Chazen's technology company, which is authored by Ma, Xiao, and Huang. So so today the presenter is Ma, right? Ma.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So I will take my token to you for you to show and presentation. Please go on.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Huiting Ma from Macau Polytechnic University. I'm so glad to have this opportunity to share our research today. The topic of my presentation is Interactive System Design for Sustainable Enterprise Management, a case study of Shou-Chlien Technology Company. Let me start by outlining the background of this research. Dist Object Technology is a sustainable driven company located in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area. It has launched an innovative brand called Shou-Chlien, which creatively combines waste from the tea industry with fiber composite technology. By recycling tea residues and turning them into eco-friendly materials, the brand exploits new possibilities for sustainable product development. The core philosophy aligns with SDGs, particularly goals 9 and 12, focusing on industrial innovation, responsible resource management, and sustainable consumption. However, in its daily operations, the company faces several challenges. The founder of Shou-Chlien pointed out that they are currently struggling with managing production resources and allocating human resources efficiently. To address these challenges, first, establish enterprise management system. The effectiveness of implementing enterprise strategies largely depends on how well the information system is developed. In the context of management, this system plays a key role in shaping the company's ability to formulate further strategies and achieve its tactical goals, ultimately supporting long-term sustainability. Secondly, the integration of user experience and user interface design has become a key factor in the success of enterprise management systems. In an increasingly competitive business environment, managing and optimizing the user experience has become an important strategy for enterprise management systems to maintain and enhance their competitiveness. Our objective is to design an enterprise management system interface tailored to Shou-Chlien's operational needs. The research process is literature review, semi-strategy interview, system design. The table on the right is the user needs interview framework. The questionnaire consisted of 10 core questions across 4 dimensions. Part 1, user background. Understand the basic information of the user's work. Part 2, existing challenges. Find the difficulties encountered by users in their work, such as data management difficulties. Part 3, functional requirements. Know the user's expectations on the system function to optimize the system functional design. Part 4, interaction and interface design. Understand the user's preferences for system visual design and interaction. We interviewed 2 key stakeholders, the founder and the project manager. Here are some photos from interview. Visit to Shou-Chlien laboratory. Categories of Shou-Chlien board. Based on the interview, we identified 4 key findings. 1. Existing challenges. The production of Shou-Chlien enterprise management process lack systematization with data requiring manual verification, which is prone to errors. 2. Functional requirements. There is a strong need for further digitization, especially in areas like raw material inventory and production tracking. The implementation of barcode-based inbound and outbound scanning functions can improve resource management efficiency and minimize human error. 3. Interface design preferences. The system interface should be simple and intuitive, minimizing complex operations to ensure that employees at all levels can easily get used to it. For factory workers, a mobile interface is more suitable enabling real-time operation and rapid data entry. For co-design principles, the system design should prioritize usability, incorporating a streamlined interface design and efficient functional modules, and the interaction methods should be convenient and efficient. By sorting out the interview content and enterprise workflow, we designed the information architecture of the Shou-Chlien enterprise management system. The main functions of the system are raw material inventory scanning and scan-out, product inventory scanning and scan-out, inventory inquiry. The mobile interface is primarily designed for on-site factory operators. The data is synchronized in real time with the system's back-end, providing immediate accessibility to both the production department and the management personnel. These features are part of the Shou-Chlien Enterprise Management System interface design, which uses dark green as the main color in order to fit the brand's concept and visual comfort. The streamlined navigation and functional layout enhance user experience by allowing users to rapidly familiarize themselves with the system. The navigation bar at the bottom of the home interface is divided into two main sections, Workbench and My Profile. The Workbench section facilitates inventory management functions, including check-in and check-out operations, while the My Profile section enables users to configure account settings. The company's raw materials and products are divided into many categories, so we designed the filter button, this one, to find the required materials more accurately and quickly. The different age levels of warehouse employees may have different degrees of mastery of mobile phone interactive interfaces. To ensure that users can quickly complete the task, we have designed a novice guide for users who use the system for the first time, focusing on the operation process of scanning code to reduce learning costs. Based on user requirements, the mobile interface integrates QR code and barcode scanning functions. Once a code is scanned, the system automatically fills in the relevant information, reducing the need for manual input and minimizing the risk of errors. To ensure data accuracy, users are also required to specify the reason for each outbound transaction. This helps prevent inconsistencies caused by special cases such as material testing or streaking. Finally, conclude the presentation with my research conclusions and the future. This research developed the interface design for the Shou-Chlien Enterprise Management System, guided by practical user needs. The mobile interface prioritizes convenience and real-time functionality, allowing warehouse personnel to efficiently manage barcode-based inbound and outbound processing, inventory tracking, and data queries. Future research will employ qualitative interviews to collect comprehensive user experience feedback on system implementation. This approach aims to refine the system's interaction logic, data management protocols, and visual hierarchy, enhancing its adaptability to meet diverse enterprise management requirements, while supporting long-term organizational sustainability. References. That's all my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Yes, thank you for your presentation today. Are you Ma, right? Huiting.
Yes.
Huiting Ma. Right. So I'm sorry I forgot to introduce you in the institution of this study. This study is authored by Macau Polytechnic University in Macau, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Oman. And Guangzhou University of Fine Arts from Guangzhou, right?
Yes.
In Guangzhou? Okay. And this study mainly focuses on the Jason's, which is a brand and a company, right? To understand.
Yes.
And this study understands the approach to make the teas, right? Tea recycling, and improve the efficiency of resource management by optimizing the interface and functional design of the warehouse system. And it addresses the employee needs and the user experiences, and the result can guide the design of a sustainable enterprise management system. And you are actually doing the enterprise re-engineering task, very important. But I have some comments. I don't know others. I will ask later. I have some comment because when you write this paper and send it to the ICEIB conference, and you are repeating some of the contents in the abstract, because what I see is only a page of abstract, okay? But you are repeating to introduce, for example, JSONs, and you are repeating to introduce Zens, right? Zens.
Oh.
Yeah. So this should be avoided the next time when you want to send any conference paper. That's my only suggestion. And is there anybody raising any other questions for this study, or for this study, or for the presenter? No? Okay. So I think you are the last one. So that's our session safely today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your suggestion.
Yeah, so our class is dismissed. Okay. See you guys.